Good morning, good morning, good morning.
And
Y'all, I got JB up early, honey. I got him up early.
yes,
Actually, it's not me. Somebody else got JB up early, but
yeah,
it works out. It works out. Hey, you guys coming in the chat. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Listen, we are here to do Beyond the Gates. As you guys know, both JB and myself were traveling last Saturday. So we have 2 weeks to get caught up on. And it was so funny because when I was taking my notes, I was like, I already talked about this, but I forgot. I went on TikTok and kind of did like a little light review last week on TikTok. So I was like, I already talked about these things, but I didn't talk about it with you.
right. And
So
even
what
when
do you think about these last 2 weeks? What do you think?
it was
How you
good,
feel?
it was good. Even because remember, I was talking when we were talking about it. I think it was on Miami or last night with Big Brother, and I was like, I don't remember nothing from last week. But then I started watching, and I was like, oh, you did watch this stuff. You just didn't take no notes for it. But
Right. Right.
last week was a good week. We came off of the Articulate's performance, so it was a good week. And then, the whole Tyrell, Samantha, June stuff was good. And then this week, the ending was chef's kiss. Yeah, right as y'all did that.
Yes. So let's get into it. Okay. So I'm gonna just I did go back and take notes. So we're just gonna start. Like y'all know, over here I just go as I'm watching. I take my notes and I ask my questions or whatever. And so we're just gonna go through my notes and then we'll take it from there. So where I picked up, they were still at the concert. Now we ain't gonna go through all the different things, but let's just go over some of the things that happened at the concert. So we know that Danny and Andre made their debut, which was stupid to me, only for them to just sort of break up a couple of days later, but we'll get to that later. And then of course there was the tribute to Barbara. I loved that tribute to Barbara. I love that we got a chance, even though it's a fictional character and all of that. But from the point of view of if I were in that audience, like I loved, first of all, that a lot of people didn't even know that there was a fourth articulate, including her family. And then we got to put a face with the name, and we got to see footage of them as kids. I loved that. I don't know. How did you feel about the tribute?
I love the tribute, but what I will say is the ending of that episode on Monday, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? When Anita went back into the theater and that screen came on again, and then that strobe light, I was like, what in the poltergeist is going on here?
Well, so at first I was like, okay, is somebody from Barbara's family in there and they about to have a moment? Like when the picture first came up, I said, oh my goodness. I said somebody from Barbara's family is
I
there
was
and
thinking that.
they about to have a showdown. Like I thought that's what it was at first, but then the way it ended, it made me feel like, oh, okay, this was just basically Barbara giving her blessing and releasing Anita. I loved it. I loved it. But let me tell you what I did not like. What I did not like, I felt like, Anita, I understand your reason for doing it, but I felt like what you did was very self-serving.
Yeah,
I felt like it was about, I honestly didn't feel like it was about Barbara. I felt like it was about you releasing your guilt. Because like she said, and I mean, this was in this week's episode, but she was like, oh, I really wish somebody from Barbara's family was there. Did you invite anybody from Barbara's family? Or did you just think they would show up because it was the articulate? Like, did you reach out to anybody from Barbara's family? So I felt like, honestly, in that moment, and then the fact that she didn't tell the other ladies, I really felt like it was a her thing. I mean, nobody else kind of took it that way, so it was cool. But I could have easily have seen the women be like, see, there you go again.
I'm so glad they didn't.
I'm glad they didn't too. I'm really glad that it didn't end that way. But in my mind, that's just honestly, that's kind of what I felt like it. Anita made a mistake by going on TV saying Articulates was Barbara's idea and that was stolen from her. I think Leslie is going to sue for some Well, Leslie got the royalties. She don't know it yet, but she's got them. All the money her mother would have made, she has.
Yeah, she's just ignoring it.
She just does right. She just doesn't know she has it. And to be fair, I don't blame Leslie. In today's world, everything is a scam. I probably wouldn't be calling nobody that just sent me a random letter in the mail and then asking for all my personal information either, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I agree. Now I'm going to pick on one thing when it comes to the co-concert, and I was like, this is not how this typically works unless they were backstage, but they weren't backstage. Is the whole ET segment with Kevin and Nichelle Turner? How we can't call. They were still on stage, and this concert was probably late at night. We know ET don't come on at night. ET comes on like what my time.
Yeah, but Bill might have been. I mean, Ted might have just been watching a clip on YouTube or something.
Could be.
But I understand what you're saying, though.
I was like, ET?
I don't watch ET, so I don't know.
But I don't watch ET, but it be on my, like, you know.
Yeah, but I know it comes on at like 7. It comes on before the news or something like that. Like, so I know what you're saying, that it doesn't come on, but nowadays with social media and stuff, he could have just been watching YouTube or watching Instagram or something. But yeah, but I understand what you're saying, though. Like, it wouldn't have been, it doesn't come on at the same time, because yeah, the concert was definitely at night. It was definitely in the evening. Yeah. From the conversations in the past and knowing that she put money aside for Barbara family, I think they'll blame Anita. Now listen, okay, so we don't want to jump too far ahead because we definitely going to talk about that. But Brown Mama, I'm going to put a pin in that. But what I will say is, with Leslie being the other family member, we know it's going to be drama. But we'll get to that. Ooh. And JB sort of said something, I think that was me and you backstage after Miami talking about that, though, when you were saying that you feel like this is maybe the writer's way of putting Leslie on an even playing field, like giving her money, so to speak. Was that you? Or maybe that was somebody else I was talking to?
No, somebody else.
Oh, maybe that was, sorry, that was somebody else. I've been cheating on you, JB. I've been cheating on you. I was talking to somebody else.
But I mean, I was going to say, I mean, I agree with that. I feel like they are putting her on level playing field, especially seeing how she's been trying to get money and now she's coming into a fortune.
Yeah. The sad thing, though, is, and this is me thinking way outside of the box, but the sad thing is she's shown that she don't know what to do with money. So as much money as it is, her ass might be broke in a year. Like the way she just done, because you know the first thing she's gonna do is buy a house beyond the gates. The first thing she's gonna do is buy a house behind the gates. And then anyway, we'll get to that, y'all. We'll get to that. Okay. Then we get to the after party. So a couple of things. Right. A couple of things went down at the after party. First of all, Leslie and Eva. I'm sick of Eva. I'm so sick of Eva. And I really tried with Eva. I did. Y'all know I tried with Eva. I really tried with her. But I am so sick of Eva.
It wasn't even Eva. Well, Eva got on my nerves because it's like, girl, why did y'all go to this after party? You and your mama both know. Y'all are even if you got a ticket, y'all are not invited.
But the reason why I say I'm sick of Eva is because Eva, you keep acting like your mother makes you do these things. Yeah. You are about like again, you volunteer. First of all, I'd still been pissed off at my mama for stealing the ticket. So I wouldn't have gotten in the car with her to take her to go anywhere with her, much less the country club. And so my thing is, how did y'all get there together? Because I don't know if Leslie has a car or not, but we know Eva has a car. Right. So did you drive your mama there just to sit there and act like you didn't want your mama to be there? See, that's what pisses me off about Eva. You keep allowing your mother to put you in these situations, and then you play victim. I gave you the victim card the first time around because I was like, well, you know, Eva was with it until she really got to know them, and then she did try to back out of it. But I can't keep giving you that card, Eva, because at the end of the day, like with the money with the money with Ted, you know your mama got $50,000 from Ted and blew it. Why are you putting your relationship with Ted in jeopardy to borrow more money, lying to Ted to give it to your mom? Like, girl, I can't with you. You, and then you get these puppy dog eyes and these tears. I can't with Eva no more. I just can't.
Especially when Kat walked up to them, I'm like, why do you have this look on your face? Now, when Kat called Leslie a hoe, I said, well, damn. But it's like, why do y'all keep putting yourself in this situation? Because now he was like, let's leave with the little bit of dignity that we got. No, girl, the dignity wouldn't have come here.
Right.
If you had it. What's up, Trees?
What's up, Trees? Trees, I would have invited you, but I know you got a busy day today. I know you got a lot going on over there today.
But yeah, it's just like Eva does get on my nerves at this point because it's like, ma'am, you know your mama. But again, why would you yeah, it's an after party, but why would y'all want to go to the after party?
Why? Like you slid your way in the front door. Like you stole a ticket to even go to the damn concert.
Exactly.
Anyway, Martin and Smitty also was a situation in the after party. Listen, I understand where Smitty is coming from, and Smitty has every right to be mad, but he gets on my nerves. I'm sorry,
I'm
he
still
just
Team
gets on
Smitty
my
at this
nerves.
point.
I mean, again, I feel like Smitty absolutely has a reason to be angry. Let's be clear, full stop. But he is irritating me. He just is irritating me. Leslie is so manipulative, and it pains me that Eva allows her. Yes, Harold, that's what I'm saying. Like, Eva, you keep a lot. You know your mama. You already know your mama. If assume bad intentions when it's your mama, always assume the worst. And I know that's a terrible thing to say about somebody's mom, but always assume she on bullshit.
Right.
Because she probably is.
And I will say, when it comes to Smitty, I think Smitty went to that after party just to support Anita and the family, which you're going to run into Martin. Yes. I would have avoided Martin. Me being honest, I would have avoided Martin. I would have told him, hey, yes, I'm here, but I'm here for your I'm here for Anita. I'm here to support the Articulates. Me and you, it ain't nothing happened. Don't get any bright ideas. Don't think that this is, and because that's the thing with Martin. It feels like when Martin saw Smitty, Martin felt like, oh, this is a crack in the door for me to say something to him and try to work my way back home. Which, no, that's not what this is. It's just me showing support for my family, our family. And I think Martin takes it's like you give him an inch, but he takes a whole yard.
I can see that. I saw Smitty going as, you know how in relationships, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a romantic relationship, or whether it's family, and y'all are at odds, you know how there's like that point where you've crossed that line where, okay, if I don't go to this after party, I'm not really ready to make that statement yet. Like I'm just like, I'm mad at Martin. Don't know where me and Martin's relationship is going, but I'm not ready for the exclamation point. And I feel like if I don't support the family in this major moment, I feel like that's putting a line in the sand that I'm not ready to put yet. I agree. He wasn't there for Martin. He wasn't there to spark anything. He wasn't there to try to give Martin any false hope. But I also feel like he wasn't ready to totally blow the family off. Like, that's how I felt.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. So, yeah. But, yeah, Martin, absolutely. Like, I mean, again, yeah, Martin and Smitty, they do. Hey, what's up, Don? Martin and Smitty definitely need to sit down and have some counseling. I agree. They definitely need to do that. Okay. And then we found out that the Articulates are going on tour. So congratulations. Well, the Articulates minus Anita. So congratulations to the Articulate. I mean, again, I love that Anita is like, look, I got what I needed out of this. I'm not trying to rekindle. I'm not trying to go on tour. Like I'm not trying to do all of that. But the flip side for me, but the flip side of that is, again, it's just coming off as so self-righteous. Like, no, I won't go on tour, but take my minions. Like, even with, and we'll get to that, but even with the record, even with the record label, it's like, no, I don't want to do an album, but do an album with them and I'll make a guest appearance. Like, it's just coming off so, and I love Anita, but it's really coming off very, I don't know.
Now, it reminds me of Candy. You remember when Candy didn't want to tour with Escape and didn't want to make new music with them? So she let them still use the Escape name, but they flipped the E and made it a 3. Yeah. That's what this kind of gives. Because, Candy said she would do, if they needed her, she would be there. But she wanted Tamika, Latasha, didn't mean to say her name, but Tamika, Latasha, to do their thing, and if they needed her, then she would come back and it would be the full Escape. And that's what it's given with Anita and Articulates. Like, you work with Sharon and her wayward ass wig, and then you work with Tracy. You work with those two. And if I'm needed, then I'll come in. But I get where you're coming from. I definitely do see it as self-serving. Like, oh no, you work with them, but it's absolving. Like even with like what we just said earlier about the whole Barbara thing, it's absolving Anita's guilt for what happened with Barbara, and it's absolving her of her guilt of what when she broke up the Articulates to go solo.
Yeah,
That's what it's self-serving in more than one way for her.
Exactly. All right. Let's be real. Nobody wants to see geriatric Latavia and Pharrell with no Beyonce. No, listen, no, that's not true. I'm a disagree with you on that.
I don't want to see Farrah.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because my parents grew up in the Motown era, right? Mm-hmm. And this is supposed to be like the Supremes, like that whole Motown era of music, 60s and 70s. My parents, when they were still going to concerts, if it said Temptations, they didn't care who was in the lineup. They was going to see the Temptations. Yeah, if it said Four Tops, they didn't give a damn if it was only one member of the original Four Tops because they're going for the music. Mm-hmm. So when the Supremes went on tour without Diana Ross, they made money. Now, did they make Diana Ross and the Supreme money? No, they did not. But they definitely made money. I mean, they had hell, the Temptations are still touring. They just got the name. So I think that there's an audience. Now, again, they ain't gonna be making like the kind of money they'd be making if Anita was with them. But hell, Barbara says she was directing the church choir. So
Chad, we know she needs it more than anybody.
Right.
Karen needs it more than anybody.
So I mean, I think anything is better than the directing the church choir. You know what I'm saying? Not shout out to Ethel. Listen. Right. Oh, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Well, they coming to see Otis now. Because isn't Leslie married to one of the new Temptations? Isn't she married to like one of the guys that's in the Temptations now?
She is.
Yeah, he ain't no original member. Because remember at first I was like, she married to Otis? Because I know he's the only one that's still alive.
No, she married to one of the new ones.
That's why I was like, she married to Otis?
My husband is one of the new Temptations. She ain't married to Otis. Ain't nobody going to see Otis.
Now, to be fair, no, nobody's going to see Latavia and Farrah, but they would go see Michelle. But they would go see Michelle and Kelly.
I would see Latavia over Farrah.
Yeah, but let's say if Michelle and Kelly decided to do a tour, they had permission to sing all of the Destiny's Child songs,
fucking man,
people would go. I'm not saying I didn't say they would sell out stadiums around the world, but they would make money. They would make money.
Because I'm a huge Destiny's Child fan. I know every minus the last album, I know every Destiny's Child album that there is.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this. I'm not a Beyonce fan, but I was a Destiny's Child fan.
And it's so funny. Back in the day, I was never so it's so funny when it comes to me and Beyonce. Back when Destiny's Child first came out, my eyes immediately went to Kelly. I was in love with Kelly as a little boy. Loved her now, still love her to this day. But my eyes always went to Kelly. And then it was years later that I really started to get into Beyonce. I was like, oh, okay. Even though I knew she was the lead singer, but I'm like, I wasn't really feeling B. But, now I love Beyonce. Y'all know I love Beyonce at this point.
Yeah, so. We know.
Preach, you are so right. That is the best album from Destiny's Child, The Writings on the Wall. Oh, love that album. Keep it in rotation.
Oh, I don't own an album. I don't know what the album is. I don't own a Destiny's Child album, so I don't know what songs on what album.
Oh my God.
Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I can tell you some songs I like. I just don't know what album they're on because I know what actual Destiny's Child album. Well, Cheap 8. I still disagree, but I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but child, this is an imaginary group, so it don't even matter. It's an imaginary group, so it don't even matter. Yeah, but okay. So that was sort of the after party. Anything else go down to the after party that we need to bring up?
The fact that Nicole left the after party to go check Leslie at Orphan.
That was stupid too, Nicole. Girl, go sit down. You're not about that life.
She really not. If it was Annie, that would be another thing.
Like you literally dodged the bullet when you choke that woman, you literally dodged that bullet because I guess she gave up on that scheme to try to get money out of Nicole because when Nicole, I guess because she ain't wearing that scarf no more. But you literally, girl, go sit down somewhere. Like, you're really not about that life. Now, had it been Danny, I'd have been like, yeah, that's Danny. But girl, you're not about that life.
Yeah. Definitely not. But it was funny. Because I was looking at Nicole like, girl, what you gonna do?
I will never give Beyonce anything because she would always come out with an album when Kelly or Michelle had one coming. That's some wicked work for them to be friends. Oh, I never paid that much attention. I just honestly, I never paid that much attention to when she would release her music.
When it comes to Michelle with the gospel, I mean, I'm not a gospel person, so I wasn't gonna buy that album. No offense to Michelle, I just don't do gospel. But Kelly's album was I remember Kelly's album was the first one to come out. Then Beyonce came out with her first album because they all had it planned out. Now, again, I don't remember where Michelle's album fell in that whole ordeal. Don't remember, but hey.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that part of the reason, okay, I don't want to go left, but part of the reason why I'm not a Beyonce fan is because I do think Beyonce has done some dirty shit, in my opinion. But I just never paid attention to when the albums drop. Yeah. Moving right along. Okay, so next I have on my list, I have Danny. Okay. So Danny and what her name? What's Dixie Martin name again?
Pamela.
So Danny and Dixie, I'm sorry, Danny and Pamela, they're at the restaurant. They're down in Uptown, and my fault. I missed the whole episode. So let me go back a little bit. So in the episode that I missed, my DVR didn't record it, and I don't know why I just never went back and watched it on Paramount Plus. But I know on that episode, that's when Doug got fired.
He quit.
Okay, so Doug quit. And Doug looked rough too. Like, he is looking rough. He let his beard grow out. His clothes looking like he ain't ironed them. Like, he's definitely not the Doug we met at the beginning of the show. He's definitely going through. And then that's when Haley tripped and fell. Yeah. Which again was the setup.
It sure was.
It was the setup.
Little bitch. Y'all know I hate Haley. Like,
I saw a TikTok where this lady was on TikTok, and it was a scene with Haley, and she was like, "Now I understand that when I was a kid, my parents would be yelling at the TV watching Young and the Restless because this bitch right here," and she started yelling at Haley.
I always I always go off on Haley. Every time she comes on my screen, I go off on her. But I mean, since I've been watching soap operas, I go off on people like on GH. I go off sometimes on Carly.
Oh, absolutely. I've been yelling at Carly for years. Okay, so anything else that happened in that episode? Because I know those are the two main things that happened in that episode, but I didn't see that episode.
I know we don't really care about it, but let's just get it out the way because it's gonna come up a little bit later at some point. So in that episode, it's Tuesday. It was when Ashley and Jan were having a conversation with each other about this whole Andre thing where Jan doesn't feel she feels like Ashley should be with Derek and not Andre because Andre's just player. He's this, he's that. You know, you want to travel the world with him and all this stuff. And I'm like, Jan, shut the fuck up. I get that you want to protect your daughter, but if she wants to be with that guy, let her be with him. Now, granted, we don't want her to be with him. And then she's talking about she wants to travel. What's wrong with traveling nurses make more money than actual nurses in the fucking hospital. Let's just
traveling nurses make good money.
So I don't know why you're telling your daughter not to do that because traveling nurses make good money. I know some traveling nurses. So Jan was getting on my nerves.
Unfortunately, Jan is a victim of she's a victim of that mentality that when I say our parents, I'm not talking about everybody's parents individually. I mean that generation grew up in where you get a good job, you go to school, you get a career, you get a good job, you stay in that job until you retire, you find you a good husband, y'all settle down, y'all have some kids, you take the kids to Disney World, maybe you do a cruise, right? She has that mentality, and I think she saw that for Ashley oh, you've got this great guy. He's a firefighter. Both of you guys have really great careers. You guys are gonna, you went to school. You did what you needed to do, and now you're gonna marry this guy. Y'all gonna settle down, have a couple of kids, and ride off into the sunset. And I think that Ashley, not following that plan. She don't know what to do with that because in her mind, she had it all planned out. You know what I mean? I don't think Jan's a racist. I don't think it's because Andre's black. I really don't. Now, they may bring it to they may make that a storyline because one thing I will say is Beyond the Gates is not afraid to lean into blacks. I don't want to say black stereotypes, but black family, black life, black things. Because when they had them kids play spades, I was like, I'm here for this. I'm here for the spades night. But I don't think Jan is racist, but again, I can't say that they won't make that a storyline.
Right. I think Jen's just overprotective of Ashley. And I think it goes back to I know when me, you, and Scotty were doing it, it was like, why are y'all so, like, everybody was so happy. It's like, I think you said it, made the joke of Ashley's got a job. Ashley's got a job. Like,
right. Like Calvin got a job. Calvin got a job. Like that whole first episode with Ashley, and they act like Ashley just got her PhD, honey. They was giving her roses and a plaque and necklaces and shit. I was like, was she on drugs? Like, did she get kicked out of school? Did they think she couldn't do it? Like, what is the accomplishment? Tree said the same thing. Tree said that she felt like it was undertones that she didn't want her to date Andre because he was melanated. Okay. I didn't see the scene, so I can't speak on the time.
I don't know if I didn't get that from her, but I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that couldn't happen, but it's just not what I got from it. I just really feel like she was saying to Ashley, like, girl, you and Derek, and stability. Again, like you said, I think people from, especially like my mom's generation, and they were all about stability. And that's all I've ever heard is you want to go to school, you want to get a good job, you want to do this, you want to do that. Like me and one of my good friends were talking a few weeks. We have been talking about for a while. Like, we're different from our parents, where they they got a job, they got a pension, they stay on that job until they retired. And our generation is not, my generation is not like that. Like, I don't want to stay on my job and retire from this bitch and get this 401k. Like, I don't want that. And I think that's what Jan's whole thing is. You went to school to be a nurse. And I think she finds stability in being in a hospital, working in because if you listen in that episode, she also told Ashley you can work your way up. And so that's why I feel like it's not Andre. She has plans for Ashley to work her way up in the hospital and eventually retire. Whereas Ashley is like, that may not be the plan for me. Again, like I said, traveling nurses, because Ashley even mentioned, Mom, there's such thing as traveling nurses. And Jan kind of scoffed at that. It's like, but again, the traveling nurses make a lot more money, and they don't work as hard as the nurses in the fucking hospitals do. So yeah, that's what I got from it. But I mean, I'm not saying that they can't go that route, but that's just not what I got from it.
Yeah, and again, I didn't see the scene, so I can't speak to the tone, but I just didn't. In the later scenes, when I saw her talking to the firefighter guy, like, I didn't see that scene, so I can't speak to the tone, but I never felt that. But again, that doesn't mean they won't make it a thing. Right. So they're sitting there talking, and yes, Danny is talking about Haley, but she ain't saying nothing about Haley that she ain't said about Haley a million times before. And here come Haley around the corner. In my mind, Haley orchestrated this whole scene.
She did. Absolutely. 100%. I think Haley orchestrated it the moment she fell at that law office. I think Haley planned that she was going to fake a miscarriage somewhere. And just so happened she walks in and sees Danny and Pamela sitting there, and she wants to say, who are you talking about? If Danny talks about you, this ain't nothing new. So it was you that she was talking about. You could have easily paid Danny dust, but no, you didn't want to pay Danny dust. You wanted to get into this fake argument with Danny, because that's what. And even if you notice, at one point, Pamela and Danny were having an inside joke with themselves and completely forgot about Haley. And that's when Danny's like, "Oh, you're still here."
Yeah. I think that. So I'm gonna blow through this whole scene. We can always go back and talk about the details, but this is what I felt in my mind. Haley set up the miscarriage when she tripped at Bill's office, so he would see her trip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Know that she had tripped. Bill
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to go out of town.
Mm-hmm.
She was planning the miscarriage for Bill being out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Bill called her to let her know he hadn't left yet, that the car service hadn't come to get him. His flight had been delayed or whatever. So she didn't know he wasn't gone yet. She thought that he was well on his way at the airport, already on his flight going to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Danny being there was a bonus. I do think that. But just like when she came out the bathroom with that damn fake blood, this also let me know that Haley and Randy know each other.
Yes.
Now, I don't know how they know each other. We don't know that story. But Haley and Randy absolutely are connected.
Yeah, they are. I think that's who she called at the office when she was at the office. Because remember, she called somebody saying she needed help.
I think that's who she called too and said, "Are you okay? I've been worried about you." But also remember, Randy said he was married with kids.
He did.
Now all of a sudden, they act like they don't know Randy's supposed to have a wife. Because when Derek was like, "Why are you here? What are you back? What could be so important to bring you back here?" And all Randy said was, "Well, you know, I got some things I got to take care of." You ain't say nothing about your wife and kids. Something's off. But they definitely know each other. That was so planned. That was so and the doctor's in on it. The doctor has to be in on it.
Has to be.
Because I do not believe for 1 minute that Haley went to the emergency room. I think Randy took her straight home. I do not believe that Randy took her to the hospital.
If this woman is having a quote unquote miscarriage, ain't no doctor finna let you out. Right away. They're gonna keep you open.
Not like that. Not like that. The fact that Haley the fact that Haley was back home before anybody even knew her ass went to the hospital let you know.
Because like the way
was it a girlfriend? I thought he said he was a wife. Maybe it was a girlfriend.
It was with all that fake with that blood that she had. What doctor's gonna let a woman that is? I mean, that was a lot of blood. Like, ain't no doctor finna risk their license to practice medicine to send you home after you just had a miscarriage.
Not only that, but there's a way. I mean, the doctors, when they do an examination, they can tell that you just had a miscarriage or not. Let's be clear. Let's just all. I do not believe that Haley was ever pregnant. I don't believe there was ever a baby. I just don't. I don't, because it's convenient that she had this miscarriage right before Bill was insisting that they go to the hospital for this to see the ultrasound. Now all of a sudden she has this miscarriage. I don't know what her, like I told y'all before, I do not know what her end goal was. I don't know what she was hoping to accomplish with this. Because when you fake a pregnancy, it's only two ways it can end. Either you got to fake a miscarriage, or you got to steal a baby. Like there's only two ways that can end.
Now, what I will say is, and y'all know I can't stand Haley, detest a little bitch, right? But when she was talking to Naomi, I was listening to her. I was like, is she telling the truth? But it's Haley. Like, I don't know what to believe, because when she was telling Naomi about it, she was like, yeah, you know, the first time she went to the hospital, she actually did it. That's when she had the miscarriage. And so she said which we all said that picture was from the internet. So I was like, that was obvious. But then why not tell Bill at that moment that I'm so confused. Like, I don't know what to believe when it comes to Haley, because I don't trust Haley for nothing in this world, but she kind of had me like, is she telling the truth? Was she really pregnant? Like,
I don't think she was ever pregnant. Now, the sonogram, you can get a sonogram on Google it. You can Google a sonogram right now, Tree.
Yeah,
she said she got it online. As far as the positive pregnancy test, you can buy those online too.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it like that, but at this point in life, you can get anything online. You can buy a positive test online.
Like, I don't know what to believe when it comes to her with that part.
Or even the doctor, because she's clearly in cahoots with this doctor. Maybe the doctor gave her the positive test. Somebody in the chat said they think that maybe they're brother and sister. So here's the only question about that. Doug and Randy know each other. Remember they said they grew up together. They grew up in the same neighborhood. So if Randy and Haley are siblings, wouldn't Doug know Haley? And we know Doug's been around Haley. He was at the wedding.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe they didn't grow up together. Maybe they are family, but maybe Haley didn't grow up with him or something. But they're clearly connected. Now, how they connected, I don't know.
Yeah, they're definitely connected. Remember, Haley's an orphan. So she says.
That's what Haley says. Don't nobody remember. I've been telling y'all that from the beginning. I don't believe Haley's no damn orphan. I don't believe Haley's an orphan. I've been saying that from the beginning. Y'all can go back to the first review. I said it's something with Haley. Because the one thing about soap operas, when somebody don't have a story, when they're orphans or they don't have a family, that gives the writers license to basically create a story for them later on. So I always felt like there was more with Haley. I just didn't know what it was. I didn't know when it was going to show up. I don't think she was ever pregnant when she was talking to Naomi. She was saying, first of all, that story she told Naomi didn't make no damn sense. That's why I was like, oh, she was never pregnant.
It don't make sense, but
it didn't make sense when she was telling Naomi. Every time Danny or Bill have a moment, Haley has to turn. You know what? I do agree. Every time she sees Bill and and Danny, she does feel insecure.
Yeah, because she knows she doesn't have a good grasp on Bill.
Haley is 26 and Randy is in his 40s, so they didn't grow. That doesn't mean they didn't grow up together. That don't mean they didn't grow up together just because they're different ages. Oh, you mean together like in the same group? But that don't mean they don't know each other. They know each other somehow. I don't know how. Again, I don't know what the connection is, but they definitely know each other.
Yeah, they know each other some kind of way.
Let me tell you something. And all of the women in the room, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. Now, I ain't never been pregnant. I ain't never had a baby and certainly never had a miscarriage. But as a woman in this room who has been pregnant, you are not going to pick some strange man randomly that you see sitting in a bar to take you to the hospital when you think you're having a miscarriage over. Even if you didn't want Danny to take you, there were other women there. And Randy lied about his name. Why he didn't give a different name? They could be foster kids placed in separate homes and different homes.
It's something.
They're definitely connected somehow. I didn't think of that. Yeah, the fact that they keep saying that Doug and Randy know each other, which is why they keep looking out for each other. Definitely, they grew up together. And again, Doug ain't never said he knew Haley or that she even looked familiar. And like I said, he was at the wedding.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was my whole thing with that. And then when he came back and basically he came back to get Haley's purse and stuff and was like, he told Danny, you're the last person she wants to see. Again, Danny, I get it that you were having this whole guilt moment, but baby, the fact that you didn't take your ass up to that hospital, I'm mad at you. I'm mad you ain't go to that hospital.
I was so pissed off looking at that thing because I was like, this is exactly. I don't think Haley planned that, but it worked in her favor to make Danny feel bad. I was like, you little bitch. But it backfired on her when Danny came over to the house and she see her rubbing Bill's back. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, you realize you don't have that good of a grip on the man. I think Bill went
noticed Danny said he looked familiar. Yeah, she saw Randy at the casino. Yep, she sure did. And she's going to eventually place it. Danny's going to put it together. Now, eventually, Danny's going to put it together. And baby, when she does,
you better watch out, Haley.
She's eventually going to put it together. She might be with Vanessa one day and they might see Randy and Danny be like, oh, yeah, he did. From the casino. I don't know. I don't think Haley's an airhead at all. I don't think Haley is an airhead at all. I think Haley is very calculated. I think all of this was a plan. I've been saying that from the beginning. I think Bill was a mark from the door. And I don't think there's anything about Haley that's airheaded. Now, she didn't think through this pregnancy shit. Now, I will say that. She didn't think through this pregnancy shit. But Made
Yes,
no
yes,
sense
yes.
why Randy was at the house the next morning. Bill could have sent someone to the hospital to get her things. Well, they were talking. They were talking. Because here's the thing: the fact that he was sitting there and they were sitting there having tea. They were talking. They were talking about whatever plan they got going on. Chelsea's girlfriend examined Haley. When?
When did she do that? It's
I
been
don't.
at
I
other
didn't see that.
doctors.
When did Chelsea's girlfriend examine Haley?
She's a
I know
neurosurgeon.
when Haley first went. I know when Haley went to the hospital the first time. The Chelsea's girlfriend made sure she didn't have a concussion.
Yeah,
and there was no neurological damage, but she didn't examine her as far as having the baby.
Yeah, Madison is a neurologist, y'all.
Yeah, she's a neurologist. She ain't got nothing to do with that baby. Bill and Danny, I told y'all that again. Y'all can go back to my review from the first day. I told y'all that back then too. I said Bill and Danny. I said I don't know if they're gonna get married again, but they definitely going to be hanging. Definitely gonna be frucking again.
Definitely, it's coming eventually. When?
How come Bill does not recognize Randy? Why would Bill recognize Randy?
Oh, he should, because he works for Joey.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, you know what? Now that's true.
He should, because he works for.
And wasn't he the one? Wasn't he there when Randy didn't do what he was supposed to do?
I can't remember.
I remember Joey telling him that there's a problem, and Bill was like, "What you mean there's a problem?" Y'all know what? Y'all are right. He should know who Randy is. Oh.
Yeah, he definitely should know who that man is. Cause that man works for Joey, and he from how it looks, he was his right hand man.
Yes, you know what? Y'all right about that. He absolutely should know who Joey is. I mean, y'all know what? The writer slipped on that one.
But you know what I will say though,
on that one.
When it comes to Bill is so oblivious. It's like when it comes to this pregnancy, you would think that this is Bill's first pregnancy. To think, because like he says things, but then he doesn't follow through with it. Like he was talking when Haley tripped and fell. He was like, "Babe, we need to go to the hospital." She's like, "I'm fine. I don't need to go to the hospital." I'm like, "Bill, your wife is supposedly pregnant. The bitch literally, I mean, she took a hard tumble and fall on her stomach."
Just like when they were at the hospital, ain't nowhere in hell in this big ass hospital with all of this money. This supposed to be the best hospital in the DMV because clearly everybody works there. It's like General Hospital. It's got to be the best hospital in the area. You mean to tell me they didn't have another sonogram machine? What you mean the sonogram machine is broken? Go get another one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I would have walked out of that hospital not seeing my child? Are you crazy? Yeah, Bill slipping. Yeah, I agree. This whole story, this pregnancy storyline wasn't well written, in my opinion. Now maybe we'll get to the end of it and things might get plugged in and we'd be like, oh, okay. But where I sit right now, this pregnancy storyline was not well written out. It's way too many things that just don't make sense.
Yeah.
Haley, Dana, Bill all have no visible parents, just an observation. Yeah. We've heard Bill talk about his dad, and now we know Dana's story. Like, we know her story now, but yeah, prior to this week, we didn't know her story. All right, well, let's move on. Andre, firefighter, Danny, and Ashley. Y'all know I don't give a damn about none of this, but Andre breaks up with Danny to be with Ashley, and Shanice breaks up with the firefighter because she said you need to make sure that you mean what you say and say what you mean. And then Ashley mother makes the firefighter go to Ashley and plead one last time, and Ashley says, "No, I don't want you no more." But then Ashley goes to Andre's house uninvited, I might add.
Exactly. And open the fucking door.
Kissing Danny, and then she get mad and she breaks up with Andre before they even get a chance to get started. And now Andre is getting drunk with Ted, like mad because he was like, I gave up some great sex, some no strings attached sex for this, and she broke up with me before we even got a chance to get started. And that's pretty. Oh, I'm sorry. And then the firefighter was so focused on his heartbreak and was trying to do this triathlon with 1 week of training, he falls off the bike and now he can't walk. Anybody else? Anything else? Because I don't care nothing about this storyline.
I got nothing. Because oh God, I got tired of watching it. Because it's Ashley and it's Derek, and I was like, oh God, these two, like, why are they on my television screen? Oh God, it was irritating for so many reasons. It's like, the thing with Ashley is you would have never known about him and Danny if you didn't go over to his place unannounced, and you're not in a relationship with him. You knew he was messing with somebody else. Girl, the writers were on the wall.
Why you mad? I don't understand why you mad.
And the writers were on the wall when y'all was at Uptown with each other.
Child, okay.
It was clear as day he was messing with Danny. But again, he's been honest with you, and so you're just mad because you didn't know who he was messing with. But other than that, I really don't care.
Yeah, anybody in the chat got anything to add to it? Because we don't care. Y'all know we have been consistent and not giving a damn about that storyline. Okay, moving right along. And of course, y'all know what's gonna happen now. Derek's not gonna be able to walk for a while. Ashley's they're gonna fall back in love. Matter of fact, she's gonna probably move him back in that one studio. It ain't even a bedroom to take care of him and his wheelchair. And then miraculously, in about 6 months, he gonna stand up and walk. And child, yeah, there's that. He'll be walking by Christmas. Yeah. I have to do my T wave on that. Yeah, I think they're gonna get married, but it's gonna be out of guilt. Ashley's only gonna marry him out of guilt, but I do think they're gonna get married. I agree, Treese. I do think we're gonna get married. Not Chief said we don't have 6 months to care. Child, I don't have no months to care. None. Let me be honest. I was more interested in maybe seeing Derek and Shanice link up. He seemed to act better when he's in scenes with Shanice.
Yeah.
But anyway. All right, let's keep going. Doug, Randy, Joey, Vanessa. Again, this is so stupid. I don't care either. Doug is so caught up in this dump. He really thinks that he can set up Joey all by himself. And I don't believe for 1 minute that Randy's going to help him. I think Randy is going to use Doug as leverage to get in back good with Joey so Joey don't try to kill him. I think he is going to use Doug as his sacrificial lamb. I don't think he has any interest in trying to bring Joey down. I do not believe for 1 minute that he is on board with that plan. I don't know. What do you think?
When it comes to Randy, you can't trust Randy because, as we saw, you give Randy a job to do, he don't go through with the job. So I agree with you there. I don't think he's going to help Doug. And then Doug is an idiot to even think like if the man literally just told you he got the police in his back pocket. What the fuck you think you gonna do to him if he got police in his back pocket? Like, dude, be for real with yourself. Then Vanessa getting on my nerves. It's like she's trying to, I don't know what she's trying to do. I don't know if she's trying to prove her loyalty to Joey or what. Like, they're all getting on my nerves.
All of them are getting on my nerves, and it makes no sense. If Joey is supposed to be this heartless, thug gangster, it makes absolutely no sense. Okay. And I agree with you, cheap 83 times 21. I agree. I think we're gonna meet the twins at Doug's funeral because it don't make no sense to me.
I forgot that they had kids until he said their names this week. Last week I was like, oh, that's right, y'all do have.
I remember, but I forgot. You know what I mean? Like it's child. Doug gonna be in the hospital next to Derek. Yeah, I really because if Randy and Haley really do have this this secret thing, they've got to bring Randy back on, and they got to bring him back on in a way that Joey ain't trying to kill him. So I think he's going to leverage Doug to get back in good with Joey.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't care about that storyline. I just want that one to fizzle out eventually too.
We never saw him go to the hospital, Melrose. Sammy / Randy said he was taking it to the hospital, but we never saw Haley never went to the hospital. The next time we saw Haley, she was sitting on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
So he never went to, he bought it because again, it was all a setup by Todd. Like the whole thing was a setup. Haley never, I don't believe Haley ever even went to the hospital.
No, she never went to the hospital.
No, I don't believe, and I believe that conversation with Randy / Sammy with Danny, Lord, that's a tongue twister, was to make sure she didn't come to the hospital. Because remember, she didn't think that Bill was she thought Bill was gone. So she thought she was going to have a couple of days before Bill came back. And because she didn't have her cell phone, I think the plan was for Randy to come by the house the next morning for them to talk or plan whatever the next part of this was. So he didn't know not to come because she didn't have her cell phone to call him to say, don't come to the house. So he showed up at the house. Now, why she had him sitting at that table drinking coffee like her husband wasn't upstairs, that I don't know.
Right.
That was, and I'm with y'all. People in the chat was like, Bill was a little too calm about that. I agree. I feel like Bill took that shit in stride a little too easy for me because I feel the same. I'd have been like, I'm sorry, who are you?
Exactly.
Why are you sitting here chilling?
Exactly.
And the fact that Bill was fully dressed means that you know he was up. Say, hey, I want you to meet the Good Samaritan that took me to the hospital. Why do you call Randy Sammy? Because that's how he introduced himself to Danny as Sammy. Which again lets me know there's something with that. The fact that he didn't give his real name.
Yeah, something there.
Yeah, it's definitely something there. Okay. Jacob, okay, and this is literally what I wrote in my notes, y'all. Jacob gets sunned by his daddy. Baby, I was so here for that.
I was too. I was here for it.
I was so here.
I was loving every
Baby,
minute.
I was so here for his daddy his daddy let him know, sir, you do understand that you're a goody two shoes that really don't nobody like. And if I wasn't your daddy, you'd have been got touched. You do understand that.
I had to close my invisible pearls. Like, come on, Elon, get him together.
He said you'd have been got touched. If I wasn't your daddy, the people would have been came for you. Because don't nobody really like you, sir.
Elon wrapped his ass up with a bow on it. And he even called out the stuff that he did. Like, you didn't arrest Nicole when people witnessed her attack Leslie. You didn't arrest Danny when she literally shot 2 bullets at Haley and Bill's wedding. I was like, come on, Elon.
Now he did arrest her though. Remember, he did arrest her though.
He did. But she had turned herself in.
She did. Yeah, she did. Yeah. She voluntarily came down there is what it was.
Mm-hmm. I was like, come on.
So, right. Like, yeah, his feelings was hurt. But his daddy, listen, daddy.
We here for it.
Good job. Good job, daddy.
And put him on desk duty.
As he should. Go sit your ass down somewhere. But that's all I have for that. I just had to get at I had to get that. That was the scene of the week for me.
It was me too.
Okay. Ashley. Okay. We've already done all of these Ashley notes. Okay. Oh no. Ashley told Naomi about Haley lying about the sonogram.
Yeah.
Now, that made Naomi go over there and confront Haley. She didn't know about the fake miscarriage, so she went straight to the house. And Haley looked shocked, like, "Whoa, what are you doing here?" Because she was sitting on that couch chilling. Now, I'm gonna be honest and tell you, I wish, because in my mind, this is me, because in my mind, that was a whole setup. Haley was never pregnant. I wish that Haley had been doing something that didn't. I wish that Haley had been like maybe playing some loud music and maybe, dancing or something, because the fact that she was sitting on the couch in her pajamas looking sad, but she didn't know that Bill was out. She thought Bill was out of town. It makes me think, okay, well, who were you waiting for to come by the house for you to put this act on for? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I think they got cameras in the house too.
Oh, that's true. There you go. See, that's why two heads are better than one. Yes. So she might have been doing that for the purposes of if Bill looked at the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so good. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, they got cameras, I believe, because they got camera on the outside. So they
But
got cameras.
no, because remember after Danny broke in, they put cameras on the inside.
Mm-hmm. So that's why she couldn't do that.
It's so funny when Danny did it, I was mad at her. But fast forward to now, knowing Danny the way I know Danny, that is funny to me. Danny breaking in them people's house like that. Anyway.
So Xavier, no, Naomi didn't barge in. You guys remember they can see people when they come up, and they open the door for them to come in. So Haley saw her on the camera and opened the door for her to come in.
Plus, it's a soap opera. These people be barging in each other's house all the time, child. On good times, they had 20 locks on that door, but Walona always got in, child. Always got in. They had 20 locks on that door, but Walona always walked in the door, child.
Right.
Anyway. Okay, so what was I getting ready to say? They use a key, key code lock. Okay, yeah. Okay, so why did Naomi tell? I think that there's a part of Naomi. I don't think she did it to save Haley. I think there's a part of her that did it to save her
daddy. Yeah, she's protecting Bill.
Yeah, I think that was for her dad, not because at the end of the day, if she's wrong, like the story that Naomi told was bullshit. Not Naomi, Haley. The story that Haley told Naomi was bullshit, and it didn't make any sense. And I don't think Haley 100% believed it, but I also feel like that Haley was like, but if it's 1% right, I can't do that to my father. Like if 1% of this story is true, she already know that Danny running around telling everybody that woman ain't pregnant. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I believe Naomi's just trying to protect Bill. She doesn't want to, because Haley's story doesn't make sense whatsoever. But like I said earlier, like I was listening to it and I was like, it got me thinking, like, is part, like, I feel like, is part of this real? Like, again, like I said, could Haley have been pregnant? Possibly. But what was the purpose if when you and Danny went to the hospital the first time, you had to because that's what she's saying. She had the miscarriages then. If you had the miscarriage then
I'll
why
be right back. Keep going, JB. I'll be right back.
Because my thing is, if you had the miscarriage then why would you continuously go with this whole storyline that you're pregnant? Like, that makes no sense to me. So I don't. Yeah, y'all can tell me what y'all think, but it's like 5% of me believes that Haley might be telling the truth, and I will say 5%, because overall I don't necessarily trust Haley. I think Haley is full of shit and she's a liar. That's what I will say. But again, like I said, she could have been pregnant. Could have been. Cheap, you say, or Naomi wants you say Naomi wants revenge on Bill and is fine with letting Haley blow up his life for what he did. I don't know if I would go. I don't know if I believe that part. Because I do believe Naomi is still mad at her daddy, but I don't think that Naomi would allow Haley to fuck up his life just to get revenge for what happened with her mama. I don't know if I would think that. If I think that.
Yeah. I think is it Latasia? I agree with what Latasia said. I think that she was trying to get pregnant and it just wasn't happening fast enough. Because I think that's why she kept trying to have sex every 5 minutes. Because I think she was literally trying to get pregnant, but it just wasn't happening fast enough. So she was trying to, and there's something with this money because they keep bringing up this account with the money.
Oh yeah,
there's something with the money. I don't know what it is, but there's something with that money. Why do they keep bringing the money up?
That trust fund. Okay, so Teresa's with me. Because Treese feel like maybe she, because like we know Haley's a liar. That we do know. But it's just what I will also say is that whatever it is, whatever her plan was, their doctor's definitely in on it with her.
Yeah, it's something, and for her to have the doctor in her pocket, it could either be that she paid the doctor because we know she's got access to the money, or maybe she knows this woman too.
Possibly.
I don't know. I feel like see, the good thing about them closing up some of these storylines is that it's opening up the next storyline. Like the situation with Leslie, which we're going to get to that in a few minutes, because that's opening up a whole new set of storyline for Leslie. Because again, the Ted thing is getting kind of old. But anyway, okay. So let me just go through the rest of my notes. Danny and Bill have a moment. We talked about that kind of already. When Danny came over to the house to give her condolences, Bill opened up, and like Danny said, he opened up in a way, he said things that he's never said to me. Like he really did open up. I don't think Bill is conscious of the fact that he is still in love with Danny. Danny's conscious of the fact that she's still in love with Bill, obviously.
Yes, he is.
But I don't think he's conscious of the fact that he's still in love with her. Because I do think he loves Haley. But I also think Haley is an ego stroke.
Like I said earlier, I think Haley is a midlife crisis too.
Oh, Princess Diamond said the doctor is her mother or related in some way. The doctor is definitely, put like this. The doctor is definitely either the money is really, really good or the relationship is that tight because you're putting your license on the line for this. Yeah. If she's a real doctor. Which I believe she probably is a real doctor. But
yeah, I do believe she's a real doctor, but it's something there. And
you think Haley's end goal is to steal the money out of the trust? The way that they keep bringing up that trust and how much money he's putting in there, it's just so awkward. It's like it's just thrown in there. Like when she was like, well, I guess you better liquidate that trust now. Like, who's thinking about the trust?
Yeah, and then because it was $100,000 in there, right? And he said
he said he added another $100,000.
That's $200,000.
Yeah, it's something. It's something with that, but okay. Ashley dumps Andre. We already talked about that. The Young and the Restless crossover with Devin Winters. We kind of already talked about that, but shout out to the crossover and shout out to them giving Neil giving Neil some flowers. Shout out to them mentioning Neil, bringing Neil up and giving him his flowers. Shout out to that.
Yeah, rest in peace, Christoph.
Oh God, rest in peace. Devin is fine, and he was offering Anita a jazz album, and Anita is just not here for it. Listen, let me ask you a question. Do you think Anita really truly doesn't want to do it? Or do you think that Anita has convinced herself that that time has just passed by? Like, do you think she's really done with doing music or what?
I don't think that she wants to be done with music. I also think that it's probably a fear of her being an older woman now. And, I think it's something that people deal with when it comes to, especially in the music industry or any industry. They don't want to hire people, so to speak, when they're older because they feel like they can't make that much money off of them as much as they can towards a younger person, right? So I feel like she wants to do it. I just feel like it's probably fear getting in her way.
Yeah. But I agree. I think some of it is fear as well. Because I don't think she's totally lost the bug. I think she's convinced herself that time has passed. Like she said, family over everything. Child, your family don't need you like that. Right. Not like that. Like not like that. You've convinced yourself that the world falls apart if you're not there. But
yeah. I want to address something I saw in the chat earlier about Devon. Because people were saying that they saw some chemistry between him and Danny. Y'all, Devon is married. He is married to Abby Newman, who is Victor Newman. Victor's daughter, right?
Yeah, I think Victor's daughter, right?
Yeah, he's married to Abby. So Devon ain't gonna get with Danny. Devon is very married to Abby.
It was just a cameo. Like that's not to say they won't do more crossovers, but it's not gonna be a regular thing.
Yeah,
like he's not joining the show.
Yeah, he's not joining. He's good on the Young and Restless, but so yeah, he's married to Abby. Even though Abby ain't really around, but he's married to Abby.
I agree. Princess Cut. I'm glad that Bill let Danny off the hook. I was shocked. I was actually shocked that he did, but I'm glad that he did. Because Bill could have easily have been like, "You did what, Danny? Danny did it," but he was like, "Nah, this ain't on you."
I think he's softening up towards Danny again. He
I
don't
agree.
realize.
I agree. I think he is. They've definitely been having their moments. Again, I mean, if this weren't, let's pretend like this isn't a show and the writers are writing their stories. In the real world, I think that there are times when Bill really sits at his desk and be like, "What the fuck did I get myself into?"
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I think he really be sitting there sometimes like, "God damn," you know, like, what did I really do that? Like, I really blew up my life for this? Like, you know what I mean? I really do. But again, I think ultimately when it comes out, Bill is going to really be feeling like the biggest fool. And Danny is going to be so vindicated. Because honestly, in my opinion, I just think Bill was a mark from the go. I think this was a setup from the door. I really do.
Yeah. I'm ready to see what the end goal is with Haley.
Not y'all trying to get that man divorced.
That's what I was typing in typing. Like, y'all talking about the man can get divorced. I'm weak.
Treese, what time are we doing Ready to Love tomorrow so we can tell the people before we get off of here, before you go? Treese got goodie bags to finish stuffing, and she got stuff she doing over there. Right, JB, they got the people getting divorced.
They talking about Abby and
Corey said Abby ain't even a regular character.
She's not. She's not a regular character anymore. And I'm like, how was Abby and Devon married and she's not a regular character anymore?
Y'all are cracking me up in this chat. Lord, y'all be breaking up happy homes, soap opera homes over here. Y'all breaking up happy soap opera homes, honey. Okay. Oh, Lord. Okay. Eva and Leslie, listen, I already told y'all I'm sick of Eva, but Eva and Leslie are at the house. She done bought her mama some groceries. Now, I will say this. Even though the Eva Leslie thing gets on my nerves, the dysfunction is real.
Mm-hmm.
The parent-child dysfunction of stories is real.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, Eva get on my nerves, but that whole your parents pulling a guilt trip, is your turn to take care of me no matter what I do. You know, like she put this child out the house and Eva still come back for more. But it's real. Like I think some of us, if it's not us, we know somebody in our life that has that dysfunctional relationship with their parents.
Right.
You know? But okay. But anyway.
It just couldn't be me, because you're not gonna, like, especially when she put Eva out, like the way she put Eva out, bitch, you couldn't call me. You couldn't call me to ask me for a penny because you wouldn't get it. You would be blocked.
Right. Now, I didn't write this in my notes, so I don't know what happened first. I'm sure the chat will remember, or maybe you'll remember. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we found out. I think we found out about the letter first that Leslie thought was junk. And then at the same time, Anita was talking about the trust that she set up for Barbara's daughter. I mean, she didn't say daughter. She said Barbara's family.
Yeah.
So I think it was in that moment that all of us were like, oh, there's the connection, right? Mm-hmm. So Leslie has this letter from the law office or whatever that they keep trying to get in touch with her, and she thinks it's a scam. And again, most of us, I think, would think it's a scam. Eva uses this as her excuse to go and see Tomas, because he's the only lawyer in town, right? Tomas tells her it could be a scam, but it may not be a scam. Go ahead and call, but don't give them any of your personal information. Right. Well, of course, when Leslie calls, what do they want to know? Her personal information. Because they have to verify they have the right person. Now, I don't think they needed her social security number. I ain't giving nobody my social security number off over the phone. That I don't know. Matter of fact, most places don't even ask for your social security number anymore. They ask for your last 4 digits of your social.
They ask for the last 4 digits of your social.
Yeah, but most people don't ask for your whole social. Matter of fact, I called somebody the other day, and they needed my whole social security number, and I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" Because I'm like, I don't give out my whole social security number. And it was a legit, I mean, it was a situation that I knew was legit, but I was just like, it just took me back. Like, I don't give out my whole social. I don't do that. But they do need her social security number, especially for that kind of a money. I mean, that
Yeah.
kind of money, excuse me. So they do need, they do need it.
Yeah.
But I understand. So Leslie was like, hell no, I ain't doing it. And, whatever. Then she gets this knock on the door from some strange woman.
Mm-hmm. Peaches.
Peaches.
I wonder where they come up with that name from.
Yeah, they call that lady Peaches. And Peaches ends up being basically Leslie's surrogate mom. Well, not surrogate, but the woman that raised her.
Yeah.
We find out that Peaches is dying.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Peaches and Leslie have this love-hate thing. They love each other, but they do this back and forth. But the minute Leslie finds out Peaches is dying, all of that's out the window, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Peaches needs to clear her conscience and give Leslie all of her information. So this is where we get Leslie's backstory a little bit and maybe understand a little bit about why she's so angry, why she always trying to, get what she thinks belongs to her, I know I'm going through the whole story, but you can go ahead, jump in, JB. I was just rambling.
Oh, okay. It's interesting. It was interesting listening to that story with him because did I hear Peaches correct? Because I was watching it earlier this morning. Did I hear Peaches correctly that Leslie broke up her and a man?
I don't know.
Because she said that the man wasn't no. Because Leslie said that the man wasn't no good for her. And I was wondering what that was and who the man was. But I mean, I watching the episode when Anita was telling Nicole, okay, so I did hear correctly. So when Nicole was talking to Anita was talking about the trust that she set up. I was like, oh yeah, this got to be Leslie, because especially when she got the letter, and they were like, it was an inheritance. I was like, oh, you are Barbara's daughter. Now, how they know that, I do not know, but Peaches told them, because Peaches also said that she had been looking for her, and that's why she's been having them send them letters to her. Now, what did have me laughing was that man that called her about that debt that she owed for $10,000.
That was funny.
I was like, bitch, what you do for $10,000?
Okay.
It can't be them wigs. Well, it could be. Okay, so y'all tell me I heard correctly. So she did break up.
Okay, so yeah, they said you heard correctly. They said you heard correctly. Oh, you did not say. Okay, I'm not doing it.
I mean, it could have been shit. $10,000. You let Greg borrow $10,000.
Leslie took Peach's man. I think that Anita is suspicious of Vernon and doesn't want to be away for too long. Well, she definitely know Vernon up to something. You're right, Miss Edith. You are absolutely correct. She does think that Vernon is up to something. Yes. Peaches said that Dana slept with her man. Oh, and Dana said he was no good for her. Okay, I missed that. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I thought I heard that she said that she slept with her man. Because she said the man wasn't no good for her.
Sure. Well, so, but okay, let me go back to that for a second before I go on. Did you notice that when them articulates left, did you see how Vernon gave Tracy that, you're welcome here anytime? It was even to the point where Barbara was like, well, damn. I said it's something. I don't know, y'all, but it's something with the two of them.
It's just I rebuke that.
It's something with the I'm not saying I think that they've had a relationship, but it's something with them. I don't know what it is. I don't know, but it's something.
It's something on Tracy. It might be on Tracy's side.
Maybe on Tracy's side.
We definitely can tell Tracy like Vernon. Hell, I would even go to say I think Sharon probably, but like I feel like back in the day those girls fought over Vernon, and Anita just happened to be the one to get him.
So, basically, she lets Leslie know the whole story. She lets Leslie know that her mama is Barbara from the Articulates. And she was like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, I was just at that. Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, I was just there and I know all that music and I'm their biggest fan and da 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 da. And then she lets her know, girl, you rich.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, you rich. So that's where that story ended. Now, the
Mm-hmm.
other big story of the week was June. Now, I missed this too. Y'all, I'm sorry that I be missing stuff. I don't know. Maybe my mind just be tuning out. I don't know. But I missed when they made the connect. I was there when they had June and the sister and they found the letter and all of that. Like, I was there when all that happened. But when did they make the connection that those kids
It was
were
Jacob.
Martin and Smitty's kids?
It was Jacob. So remember, they were telling, I think it was either they were telling June or Regina, the only way that they can find out, because since it was a closed adoption, the only way that they can find out what the kids are, they have to find out who called CPS on June. So in the letter, June called CPS on herself. So Naomi was sitting beside June. She was like, "We can find them if you want to." She said, "But I need your permission to do so." So June told her, "Yes, you have my permission." So Naomi and Jacob were having a side conversation, and that was when Naomi revealed to him that she knew about this stuff with Elon and all that kind of stuff. But remember, Vernon paid her the dollar, so he left.
Yeah, I saw that part.
He left and he came back, and so he said, "Brace yourself. The kids in Ron and Cecile are your cousins."
How did he get that information that fast? Like, okay, whatever.
That's how it
just seemed like I was like, what? Because I saw that scene where she told him they paid him $1 and all of that. Like, I saw that. But anyway, all right, whatever. So
that's how.
Right. So they call Martin. They go over there and they tell Martin that June, Martin and Smitty, because they still over there from the pizza night that the kids tricked Martin and Smitty into having. And why was Smitty mad at Martin? Like, he was like, you didn't even call me. Why would I call? We have pizza. This is what we do. And I got a text saying, we're going to have pizza night. Why would I call you to verify?
Yeah, that part didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, Smitty just, and again, Smitty, you have a right to be mad, but for some reason, it's just irritating me. But moving right along. So, with that being said, we find out that June is those kids' parents. They want to know they want to know if June wants to meet if they want to meet June. The kids decide they do want to meet June. And I mean, it's pretty much what you expect. June is talking to them, explaining to them what happened. The oldest one is more angry than the youngest one because he remembers a lot more than she remembers. And there's just pretty much what it is. I don't know what you get out of that.
Now I saw people, because when I went for a walk, I saw that people were upset at Tyrell for being upset with June. It's like, are y'all?
He has every right to be upset with June.
Exactly. Like, are y'all crazy? Like, he was a kid, and he basically had to grow up to take care of him and his sister because their mother was on drugs.
Exactly. And she abandoned them. She left them alone. And like they said, you would leave us with any old babysitter, anybody you found on the street. Like, I mean, maybe they don't want to go that deep, but I mean, those kids could have been violated. Like, anything could have happened to those kids. So he has every right to be angry. I'm with you though, Corey. Literally, this happened in one day. That is unrealistic. Like, again, writers, I gotta pop y'all hands on this one. Y'all, I understand that maybe y'all are tired of this storyline and y'all was trying to wrap it up, but you need to stretch that out at least a couple of days. There's no way in a closed adoption, even with him being a police officer, that he can access that kind of information in one day. Sorry, not sorry. No. And I mean, somebody would have to, I would need to hear from an adoption expert that you can get the information that fast. Even if you're a police officer, it is closed. It is a closed adoption. How would you know? And they changed those kids' names. It's not even like they got the same name. Somebody said, why would they change their names at 10? Because it was a closed adoption. They didn't want the parents to be able to find them, so they changed their name to make it easier. They probably let the kids choose a new name. Yeah, and again with June, the other side is, why would y'all want June to meet them right now? Let June find a stable place. Let her get clean. I
That
mean,
woman just got her memory back.
right, like let her. She still is processing. It's a lot for her. Like, I understand that the sister says she can live there, and y'all clearly cleaned her up and bought her a new outfit and all that shit. I get all of that,
Because
but
she's still an
I
unhappy
just think that was too much too soon. Like, they needed to stretch that out at least a couple of weeks. I feel like they could have stretched that storyline out. Give me at least 2 weeks on that one. At least let Jacob say, I have to look something up. You know, we're going to get back to you. We didn't even see. Yeah, that was rushed for me. That was too rushed.
They probably want to wrap that one up quickly, because that didn't make it. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. And then for June to say she wants to be a part of their lives, I'm like, man,
no.
You ain't got a job, you ain't got a house, you ain't got nothing. What do you want to be a part of their lives to do? So no.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I understand that they were older, but because it's a closed adoption, they may have asked them, do they want to change y'all's name? Because again, they were old enough to make that decision. I don't know anything about adoption, so let me put that out there. I don't know what the laws are, the rules are as far as like that, but I can easily see them saying, "Listen, we're starting a new life."
You can change the name.
Yeah, I don't see what the big deal is about that. They change it is a they're not a closed adoption doesn't mean that they're in hiding. It just means that the parents can't find out who was adopted.
Because
like,
when I got adopted, I had the option to change my name. Like, I could have changed my name if I wanted to. It was literally.
I don't see that's an issue. And
it was literally.
How old are you? You don't mind me asking?
I was 14.
Right. So you were 14 and they gave you the option of changing your name. Like, I don't think that's a big deal.
Yeah, it was literally on my adoption paperwork. Like, if I could have changed my name to, especially my last name, I could have changed my name to my mom's last name, but I chose not to. Like, you had the option. You had the option to change your name. So it's not uncommon, y'all. You can change your name, because, like, again, I was 14 when I was adopted. Now mine isn't a closed adoption. Mine was very much open, but I think I had up until a certain point in my life where if I wanted to change my name, I absolutely could have done it. But I was like, I've had this name at that point for 14 years. I'm like, what's the purpose of changing it now?
Yeah. And Martin, again, I don't know how the name thing came about, but they may have wanted to change their name. I don't know. Shit. I don't know. But the whole storyline to me was just rushed, and it was just all over the place. So, what is a slave name, Xavier? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Now, Cecile's an old ass name.
No, that's an old name. But it could be like a grandmama name. She could have been named after a grandparent or something.
It could have been.
But Cecile is an old name. Like my grandmother's name was Hilda. If I had children, I'm not naming my child Hilda. You know what I mean? Because it's an old name.
Yeah.
But but maybe I'd have made it their middle name.
Mm-hmm.
I might have made it their middle name. But yeah, Hilda, my grandmama was Hilda. And then her middle name was Estelle.
Okay.
So yeah. Now my mother's middle name is Estelle. You know what I mean? But that's why that's her middle name, though, because that was my grandmother's middle name. So, but anyway, I think we all agree that storyline, though. First of all, it's sort of anticlimactic because, again, where do we go from here with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yours was Ethel May. Yeah, those are some old names, I would much rather them. I'm gonna be honest and say I would much rather have seen them flesh out the June storyline more. Like, let's see her get a job. Let's see her and the sister. Because literally, you just moved in your sister's house yesterday.
Exactly. So
like weird. Because all this literally happened in one day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't know. It was too much for me. I think they rushed it. And like I was telling JB before we went live, it seemed like this week they were kind of closing up some things. And I was wondering if when CBS, because again, remember in the beginning, they only had one season. So I'm wondering, because they've already had 100 episodes. I'm wondering if CBS only ordered like a certain amount of episodes for that one season, for that first season. And maybe that's why they're sort of rushing some of this right here. Because last week seemed like a lot happened in last week. But then there's some storylines that are still wide open. So I don't know. I love, the actress that plays June has platinum blonde hair. Yes, I did see that on a TikTok. And it looks good. The actress that plays June, when she's not June, she is so beautiful. I mean, she's beautiful anyway, but the makeup and that platinum blonde hair, I said, yes, get it.
Yes.
I think Martin and Smitty should have tried to find out if they had relatives before. Why? I don't understand. They were in the system.
Yeah, they were in the system.
They were in the system. They weren't just like found abandoned. They literally were in the system. And once you're in the system, the purpose of them being in foster care is that they can be adopted. So I don't think that's on Smitty and Martin to find out if they have family. They were already in foster care. That's on social services. And clearly, whatever social services did or did not do, they ain't find the family. But also the fact that June see, the difference is what we know now is that June voluntarily gave her kids to social services. They didn't come and take them. If they had come and taken them, then I can see that they would have looked for family first. But the fact that June said, I cannot take care of my kids, I can't do it. And I'm thinking, again, I never worked for social services. I don't know what the law says, but I'm thinking that the thought process is because she voluntarily gave the kids to us, she's exhausted all of those options. I don't know. But the fact that we found out that somebody actually came, like she gave the kids away instead of them coming and snatching the kids, that makes it, and correct me for people who work in social services, I feel like that makes it wrong. I mean, makes it different, right? But correct me, I don't work for social services, so y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't think, but even if that's the case, I don't think it was on Martin and Smitty to do it. I think it's on, I don't think that's Martin and Smitty's job.
No. I agree.
Especially if they were up for adoption, which means that, again, that the thought process is all of those things have already been exhausted.
Because at this point, ain't they wards of the state?
Yeah. They were wards of the state.
So it's on the state.
Yeah, that's on the state. Okay. Well, we almost there, Kenya. We almost there, child. We almost there. We had 2 weeks to get through, y'all. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Anita set up a trust. We talked about that. Kids mark pizza night. Okay. June's sister. Okay, got that. Eva and Tomas. Eva, Tomas, and Kat. Listen, I don't know what Tomas is doing wrong with Kat.
It just ain't good. Because I love the fact that Chelsea was like, she said, I'm not gay. She's like, are you asexual? She said, no, I'm not asexual. She said, I want it, but I think it's just Tomas. Tomas ain't really putting it down like he think he is.
I don't know, but it wasn't good the second time around, child.
Her face looked worse the second time. I'm like,
which is gonna be even worse for Eva. You fighting for this man, and
and your sister over saying it ain't good,
child. But basically, Tomas and Kat have this great date where they salsa dance. The sex is the sexual tension is there. They go have sex, and it's not great. No Master Tomas. Child. Let me say this too before I go any further. I do want to give a shout out to whoever's in charge of like the makeup. Oh, thank you. Not Naya Wills. Thank you. I'm doing an unboxing tomorrow. What did you send? And I'll let you know if I got it. But I'm doing the unboxing tomorrow. You guys showed up and showed out for my wish list for back to school. I appreciate it so much. Y'all showed up and showed out, honey. But yeah, tomorrow I'm doing an unboxing where I'm gonna show you guys and thank everybody that I have all of the slips. And I'm going to do a thing. So thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. I do. I agree. Sugar Z's. I think that until Kat is with another man, I don't really think she knows what's good or what's bad. I mean, I think she knows what feels good, but I also feel like the longer you wait for something, your expectation. I
don't think she had any expectations. I think that she knows that Tomas just something about it. It just don't feel right to her.
Yeah, Tomas just might not be her man. You're right, Crescent City. I mean, because I know the first time I had sex, I was like, that's it. I mean, of course, you know.
Because maybe Tomas is one of those
men.
It got
better.
Yeah. Maybe he one of them men that think, they think that just because they have a certain, how maybe he feel like he's well endowed, and they think they just be putting it down, and 9 times out of 10 they're not.
I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see when Tomas and Eva sleep together, because they are going to sleep together. Oh, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what the comparison is.
Yeah, they're gonna sleep together. It's happening.
Yeah, they're gonna sleep together now. Leslie, mother, the whole story. We already talked about that. June and the kids. We talked about that. Okay, do we care about Chelsea and the stalker?
Yeah, that girl's crazy.
And it looked like she get kidnapped next week.
Yeah. For her to tell Madison that Chelsea's a bitch, I'm like, but you chasing this bitch. Ma'am, go somewhere. I'm sick of it.
Nicole goes on a date and files for divorce. What you got to say about that?
I saw that one coming a mile away. Am I shocked? No.
Oh, I forgot my list. I got sidetracked on my. Finish what you were saying. I got sidetracked on. I thought I was gonna say. My bad. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw it coming. Is that man is playing the same character on Divorce Sisters? That's what I find funny to me. That you are messing with a friend's wife. I find it funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
What I was gonna say was, I don't know how I got that sidetracked, but I wanted to give a shout out to whoever is doing the makeup, whoever's in charge of the makeup and that whole, not so much the wigs, because but the makeup and stuff. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. There have been so many scenes as we go through this show that I think have been so realistic to everyday life. For example, when Anita came downstairs the other morning when Vernon was trying to sneak out, and she had that wig wrapped up, and whatever makeup she had on was very, very, very basic, so it looked like she didn't have on any makeup. I'm like, now this is a woman that looks like she just woke up and got out of bed, right? She's not fully made up. Her hair isn't flowing, and she got on her pajamas. I loved it. The same thing when Kat and Tomas took that shower. I loved Kat's natural hair. Like, she literally looked like she just got out of the shower. She didn't have on any makeup, or again, her beat was so light that it looked natural. It looked like she did not have on any makeup. To me, those are like the small things that may not be a big deal, but I think that it's so realistic. Like, and there have been a couple of scenes where we've seen people in bed, like they just woke up, and it's like, yeah, it looks like you did take like Danny. It's been a couple of times now. Danny usually is fully made up, but there have been a few times where Danny is like, okay, girl, you look like you did just get finished rolling around in the bed. I just think that that's something that is attention to a small detail that I appreciate. So I just wanted to give a shout out to whoever's doing that, whoever's in charge of that. Shout out to them. Okay, that's what I want to say. Yeah, Anita did look good in that scene, and it just looks so natural to me. It looks so natural. And then you saw her later on, where her hair was done, her makeup was on. She had changed clothes because it looked like she ran upstairs and took a shower and got herself together for today. Like, I love that moment. And it didn't seem like, it may not seem like a big deal to most people, but I noticed it, right? That's how they did the Peaches lady. Her makeup was, Peach. Listen, somebody said that Peaches, it does look like they just put on a salt and pepper wig on that lady. Right. Somebody, because they do, it looks like they are trying to make her look older, but I think they're also trying to make her look like she's sick. Because to me, she looks sick, Same thing with June. I think they're doing a good job of making June look like she lives on the streets without making her look totally terrible. Because when I saw her in that TikTok, I was like, okay, June.
Minus that one episode where she had a fresh
everything.
Minus that one episode where June had that fresh manicure.
Oh yeah.
They forgot to tell her girl them nails because
them nails ain't looking like that. Yeah. Sugar said Nicole wrong, but the friend is fine and everybody need a meal. I know that's right.
I mean, I'm not mad at Nicole. Get it how you live, girl. Because it seems like Ted is the only man she's ever been with. Same with Danny. Seems like Dan was only ever with Bill. So get your rocks off. How you get it how you live.
Listen, I ain't mad at Nicole. Nicole had a divorce party. I needed her to be like, when they were like, what are you here celebrating? I needed her to pull the brown sugar line and be like, my divorce. I was waiting for that.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for the brown sugar line. But so let me ask you this. Do you agree that Ted hasn't been doing everything he could do to try to get Nicole back?
Yeah.
I agree too. I feel like Ted thought that he could send some roses and give her a few weeks and she would just get over it. I don't feel like he's really fighting for his wife.
No, he's not. Because who was it? Was it Anita? Somebody said he's doing and it's the truth. He's doing more for Eva than he is Nicole.
Yeah.
Like I get that you want to make up for lost time with Eva, but you also, if you're trying to win your wife back, then you're doing a piss poor job at it.
Yeah, you're Again, I understand giving her a day or two, but baby, that big ass house. Oh, I'm moving back home. Now I sleep downstairs, but we're gonna be in this house. You gonna see me. We gonna talk. I didn't see him. I mean, but I agree. He's putting more effort into building a relationship with Eva than he is to fixing his relationship with his wife. And I'm not saying it will work. I just don't think he's putting the effort in that he could be putting in. Ted hasn't been doing anything to win Nicole back. He's all about having a relationship with the daughter. He never took a DNA test for. Well, Nicole wasn't fighting either, but Nicole doesn't have to fight. She's the one that was betrayed. She doesn't have to fight. It's his job to remind her why they should be fighting. It's his job to say, look, I fucked up, but our marriage is worth saving. That's on him. That ain't on Nicole. Nicole don't need to fight for shit, in my opinion.
I agree.
She should be doing what Curtis did for Jackie on Married to Medicine. Oh, child, listen. Ted is so dumbfounded by the daughter that he had with Leslie because secretly he was in love with her but married to Nicole. Ooh. I do think his feelings for Leslie were deeper than he's admitting now. Yeah. Ted needs to fight hard for his wife. We want old Ted. I know y'all love turtleneck, but I'm good. I don't care.
Me neither.
Anything we missed? Anything y'all want us to talk about that we didn't talk about? I mean, that's the end of my notes. I mean, I wrote firefighter accident can't walk, but we already talked about that.
Don't care about that either.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We already kind of covered that. But the biggest revelations were that and what I'm looking forward to out of all of these storylines, the storyline that I can't wait for is Leslie tangling with Anita. Because baby, now that is a storyline that's gonna be good.
It is.
And that's going to bring the Articulates back around. Like, I know they're going on tour, but they're going to come back.
So that means more sharing.
Who is Leslie's daddy?
Yeah, no. Oh, God. So I've been seeing people say they think it's Vernon. I'm like, y'all, Vernon did not know Barbara.
Vernon didn't even know Barbara existed. It's not
9
Vernon.
times out of 10.
I think it's the manager.
It's Dante's.
Yes, I think it's the manager.
I really believe.
Again, think Dream Girls. Barbara was the one he put out, but Barbara is the one he was having an affair with. Like, think about Dream Girls, y'all. I absolutely think that. I keep telling y'all Dante's coming in. Xavier, you let me know when they hire somebody to be Dante, because that's coming soon. They're gonna be making an announcement soon that they hired some older, a middle-aged black guy. Y'all know that's gonna be Dante. So Xavier, you let me know. When Leslie is absolutely moving beyond the gates. That's the first thing she gonna do is buy a house next to the Dupree. The first thing Leslie is gonna do is buy a house and a country club membership. I promise you, that's the first thing she gonna do. That is the first thing she gonna do is buy. She gonna call Vanessa, and Vanessa's gonna sell her a house. And next thing you know, she gonna be pulling up to the doors in her new full body Benz to the country club where she just got a membership. The question is gonna be, what's she gonna give Eva?
Nothing. She ain't gonna give Eva a shit. Everything they Eva do for her mama, it ain't gonna be reciprocated. I guarantee you that woman ain't gonna reciprocate nothing to Eva.
Vanessa would be messed up to stuff. She sold the house to Haley and Bill.
Exactly.
Vanessa is about that money. Vanessa sold that house to Haley and Bill and didn't tell nobody until after she gave Haley them keys. Okay. Shit, she sure did. So I could see her selling the house to Leslie. Absolutely. Xavier said that they have put out a casting call for a man, but they haven't said what his character's name is. I bet you it's Dante.
Yeah.
Dante coming. Dante is coming.
Unless it's already filmed and we just don't know it.
Maybe. When is it a sweeps in October?
I don't think we're gonna get things until November.
So you think they'll stretch this out to November and Dante will show up in November? What do you think?
I mean, they could, because we're almost in September.
Yeah, I mean it's almost it's almost football season. Speaking of which, y'all, if you guys are interested in joining my FanDuel football league, it's for those, it's like a fantasy football league. If you guys are interested in joining, I'll put it on my community wall. The link is too long for me to put in the chat, but I'll put it on the community wall. We have 10 slots. I think we have 4 people so far, 5 people so far. So we've got plenty of slots. And if we fill it up, I can always expand the number. So, all right, you guys, we about to get out of here. JB, thanks again. Next week, we're on JB's channel. And listen, the summer is pretty much, my traveling is over until October. So we should be on a pretty good regular schedule with Beyond the Gates. I don't know what JB got going on, but we should be on a pretty, Pastor Greenleaf would be good. He would. The guy that played Greenleaf, yeah, he would be good. Because he gives off that, he could give off like shyster, but he's fine. He got that, he got that fine, he got that swag with him. Yeah, he would be good. Yeah, I agree. Okay, the father, that could be a storyline that June will have to tell them who their father is. Now, somebody I saw on TikTok, and I think Treese brought this up before, that and nobody cares about this storyline, so I don't think it matters. But they were saying, what if Ashley? They were saying that what if Ashley's father is Joey? I don't think any of us would care about the storyline because I don't think nobody cares about Ashley. We really don't care about Joey. But somebody, I just saw that. I saw that on TikTok. If June was a drug addict, anybody can be daddy. Well, we don't know when June got addicted to drugs though. Yeah, we don't. I mean, she might have been in a relationship with their father and then shit went downhill. Like, I don't know. But that's a good point. She may not know who the father. Again, it's a soap opera. So even if that's not a storyline right now, that's something they might put in their back pocket when they need a storyline. Yeah. Text me if I want to come over later. Oh, y'all having an after party. Listen, let me tell y'all about Trees. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off the phone get off this line for she cuts me out. Trees don't need no good reason to have a party at her house. I need y'all to know that. She don't need no good reason, y'all. Trees is having a birthday party for her son today. Why is she having an after party for the adults at her house? See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I know she laughing and cussing me out at the same time right now. Trees talking about something. Text me if you want to come over later. Why, Trees? What you doing later, Trees? It's the kid's birthday party. What you doing later, Trees? Why? She said, we're going to be outside by the fire pit. She said the kids can have it in a day. Right. The kids going to have their party going to be over. It's adult time. With the right glasses to drink out of. Right. With the proper glasses. We got to drink out of the proper glasses. because after all of that noise from the kids, she has to unwind. That's true, Brown Mama. That is valid. That is valid, Brown Mama. That is valid. Trees, I'm waiting for Trees to say something. We're about to get off here though, but I know Trees gonna say something. she laughing and cussing me out at the same time. I'm telling y'all that right now. Anyway, but I'll hit you up. I'm about to go to the grocery store. She said, you know, the kid turns into an adult party. See, look, I told you. I was actually going to hit you up because I was going to maybe come by the park where the party was, but now I may just come by your house. I have to see how I feel after I run my errands, child. You know me. Y'all know me. Y'all don't let me get comfortable and be home. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. Thanks again, JB. You have a right. Look, she said by the fire pit. I knew it. I know my friend, y'all. I know my friend. I knew she was gonna put that right
with the proper
glasses. Yeah, let me get off of here so I can go run my errands. I got to go to the grocery store and I need to stop by. See, times like this, I need to go by Target, but I guess we still boycotting. I'm gonna go by Walmart. I need an area rug for my floor. This chair, I done put the little things on the bottom of the chair, but they still it's scraping my floor up. So I need to put a rug down. I had a rug, but I had to get rid of it. So I need to go find me just a little area rug, just something real easy breezy to put right here. So I'm gonna go by Walmart. I don't know if I'm going to Walmart on a Saturday. It's bad enough I'm going to the grocery store on a Saturday. I don't know if I can do both. I don't know if I could do Walmart on a Saturday. I might just have to go to Amazon and order me something because I can't. As soon as that came out my mouth, I just started thinking about Walmart on a Saturday. I just don't.
It'll be packed.
Yeah, I don't think I'm doing that. It's bad enough I don't like doing a grocery store on a Saturday.
I do it on a Sunday in the morning.
Well, Treese got me doing Ready to Love tomorrow, child. You shop at Target? Okay, that's fine. I don't. I don't shop at Target.
Is it because of the boycott or just in general?
Huh?
Is it for the boycott or just in general?
For the boycott. Oh, I loved me some Target before that. I was a Target girl. But yeah, no, I'm good. But you see, but y'all, the boycott is working. You see, Ulta ended their partnership with Target. They're not renewing their contract. So all them Ultas in Target are about to come out. It is tax-free day in Maryland. You know why I am going to go. I forgot it's tax-free day. I just have to deal with it because it is tax-free day. Shoot, I'm going to go get my... Damn it. Now I'm about to go shopping for real. I forgot it. Thank you, Corey, for reminding me. I'm about to go out and what I might do is this about to sound, y'all forgive me for what I'm getting ready to say, but I'm gonna about to go to the white neighborhood.
Oh, girl, I do that all the time.
I was already going to Trader Joe's, and Trader Joe's was going all the way down to Annapolis. I know that don't mean nothing to y'all, but for the people in the area, I'm about to go to the Trader Joe's in Annapolis. So while I'm out there, I think I might stop. I might stop and find me an area because they have like a little Annapolis has like a little shops and stuff like that. So, and I think I'm gonna go get my nephew some pants, because he needs some school pants. So I think I might go by Oshkosh and get him some khakis. Damn, I forgot it was tax-free day. Damn it. All right, y'all, let me get out of here, y'all. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Thank you so much, JB. Thank you, everybody in the chat, and we'll see y'all hopefully next Saturday.
Yeah.
Actually, no. What's next Saturday? I got something to do next Saturday. Oh no, during the day I should be good. During the day, I'm going to Lonnie. I'm going to Lonnie B's play Saturday night. I'm going to Kempire on Friday, and then on Saturday I'm going to Lonnie B's play. But I should be good for the morning.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, Annapolis has correct. So I'm going down to Annapolis. Annapolis has a million places that I can go and try to find a rug. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the Trader Joe's down there, and then I'm gonna pick up some, and then I'm gonna pick up something to eat. Because Annapolis got some really nice spots to pick up some. I'm gonna pick up me some dinner down there too. Yeah, one of my subscribers actually invited me to the play, so I can't wait. I can't wait to see them, and I can't wait to see the play. I love Lonnie B too. I'm gonna try to I ain't gonna say it out loud. I'm gonna wait till I can do it. But yeah, I love me some Lonnie B is hilarious. He's so DC. Lonnie B is so DC, y'all. All right, for the third time for real, we gotta go. All right, y'all. Bye. Ciao.